Hello everyone, my name is Kate Marshall. The name of my channel is called Inked Paper Art. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is day 26 of 365 days of junk journal ideas, where I do a new short 15-minute video every morning showing you another junk journal idea. So today we're going to be making music page pockets. I will show you how to fold them and cut them and all of that kind of stuff. Things that you're going to want to have on hand are music paper. If you don't have any music paper, there are digitals of music paper. I have just a random pack of all different kinds of, sheets of music here. So if you don't have any music paper, like I said, there are digitals. However, this pocket that I'm going to show you today, you can make out of any type of paper. I'm just using music paper today. You could use printed digitals. You could use scrapbook paper, just regular plain copy paper. Any kind of paper you have will make this pocket today. So the thing that I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to pick out, I'm going to use something that's about an 8.5 by 11. And I'm looking for, a sturdy paper that I can fold. So make sure it can, music paper, because it's old, sometimes you get like vintage music paper. Sometimes it is too fragile to be able to fold into pockets. So I'm going to use one that's about 8.5 by 11. That's where I'm going to start. That's pretty standard size paper there. So from there, I'm going to take the paper and I'm going to cut it to a square. The pocket that I'm making today, you need to start out by having a square piece of paper. So you can see that I don't know if this is really 8.5 by 11, but it's roughly that size. So I'm going to just go ahead and make it a square. If I put out these extendable arms on the cutter, they slide out from underneath. I can tell exactly how wide this paper is. It looks like it's roughly, 8 3/4-ish paper. So let me go ahead and trim up this side where it was torn out of a book so that I have a nice clean edge. So we'll do that. Get rid of this little guy. So now I've got a clean edge at least. And we're going to do about 8 3/4 over here. So we have roughly a square piece of paper. There we go. We can save this one for use later. And then we're going to move that. And we have our square piece of paper. So from there, you've got your square. You're going to pick out what side that you like the best. I definitely like this side best. I don't care if it's right side up or upside down or whatever, because we're going to make a pocket and it's going to be folded different ways anyway. But just pick out the side that you like the best and put that side to the back. So face down, the side that you like the best. This is the side I do not like the best, so I'm going to work on this side. And then the next thing that you want to do is turn your paper where you've got kind of a diamond, where you've got a point at the front, a point at the top, and a point at the bottom. So I'm working from a diamond shape here. Okay. Next thing I want to do is I want to fold up the bottom. Fold up the bottom. Your paper size is going to matter. Whatever size paper you use, it's going to make a different size pocket. So for me, like I said, I started out about 8 3/4 square. I'm just going to fold up the bottom roughly where I think I want it to go. So there's my bottom. I folded it there. Okay. It's kind of square. It's not quite square. So I might adjust that a little bit there. That's a little better. So I'm looking at these two sides here and trying to make them about even. It doesn't matter if they're slightly off, but about even. So from this section where I folded this guy up to this corner over here and this one here to here. You could measure, you could stress about it. Don't. Just fold it up to where it looks about even. And then you're going to fold in each one of these sides. And so from here, you're just going to fold it over. So you've got your paper flap here. You want to fold the sides in to where this edge right here is on this piece of paper that you folded up. So just fold it up. I've got about, 1/2 inch down here at the bottom. Line up your paper with the bottom of the other paper here. So line up the fold of this one with the end of this one. It'll make more sense as we do it. And so fold it up there. And then you can see I've got, about 1/2 inch, maybe a little over 1/2 inch there. And then I'm going to fold up this one and I'm going to do this one the same way. So you can now measure this little section here the little straight section here, you can now measure the same amount over here. And then there we go. We're going to fold that up, making that even. So now we have a pocket that looks like this. So basically we made a little envelope shaped pocket. We're not done yet. We need to fold in the top. So for me to fold in the top, I just go ahead and grab it and pull it down to where the point of my paper touches the center of this line here. So this line here, I'm going to fold this point in and touch the center of that. And I'm just creasing that, right there. So now we've got a pocket that looks like this. It opens up like this. We're going to do some gluing so that we can actually finish off our pocket. The next thing is to glue down your flaps. So when you fold it like this, you've got a point. When you fold your envelope, you've got a point right here. You don't have to leave that point there. You can trim it off. You can fold it back, whatever you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and leave it for now, and then we'll worry about it in just a second. But to glue up the flaps, you're just going to add glue to these angular ones here from the fold line out to the tip. And you don't need to add a lot. Just give yourself a nice little line there and then fold those in. And fold them in one at a time so that they overlap and touch right here. And that's your pocket. It's glued together now. And now we have this point here in the center. Like I said, you could leave it, you could fold it back, you could fold it back on itself. It doesn't really matter what you do with that little point right there. I'm going to leave it for now. It's a little bit of decoration, so that's okay. Going to leave it. So then you've got an envelope thing that looks like this. It holds quite a bit of things, and you've got a flap. Let's go ahead and worry about decorating this, and I'm going to straighten that out just a little bit. Decorate this guy up. So there's that. Okay, for decorating, we've already got music page in the background. That's the reason why I started out with music paper, is that layer would already be there. Now, when you glue this onto a page in a journal, here's a journal page. When you glue this onto a page in a journal, so you need to make sure that your envelope will fit your journal, first of all. But this can also just go in a pocket. It can be a piece of ephemera where you load in some writing paper, where you load in some ephemera that way. But for me, because I've made mine a little bit too wide to fit on a journal page, I'm going to have to do something where I glue it like this and it opens like that. And that's okay too. That's fine. We'll have a tuck back here and our flap will open and we will have a pocket right here. And so totally fine. Going to go ahead and glue that on there here in just a second, but let's do some decorating first. If you make a smaller one, so less than 8 3/4, yours will fit on this page. Probably about 8 inches is perfect to fold and fit onto the page. So from there, let's go ahead and glue this on where it goes like this, and let's decorate the fronts. So we have this little flap here that's going to flap open. The easiest way to make this not flap open all the time is to just cut out a little circle. So choose some kind of paper that you like I have a little bit of cardstock scraps here. Just choose a paper that you like. Cut out a little scrap of it. I'm going to cut out a little scrap of this blue right here. Just punch out a little circle. And so this is the way that you make a closure to a flap. Anytime that you have a flap anywhere in your journal, punch out a little circle. I'm going to go ahead and glue on my pocket. So for this one, it's going to be a tuck right here. So I'm going to glue on this back panel here and up the side. And that's going to secure my tuck, my pocket and my tuck there. So I've got that there and that there. And so now it opens and it's a tuck back here. So I've only glued this side and the bottom. Now for this little circle to keep this closed, we're only going to put glue on half of this little circle. You want to leave the edge of the circle unglued. We've just did this recently in a video. So half of it's got glue on it. The glue half goes on your journal page. The half that does not have glue catches that little flap right there. So that little flap tucks into that circle to keep that little flap from opening up. And so that's that. I've got that glued down. And now we can go ahead and decorate our little pocket. So there we go. And for decorating today, I've chosen some Italian Florentine paper scraps to put on there. So I've got a pile of scraps here that we're going to work on. Scraps and other kind of decorating pieces of paper. Let's work with some Florentine paper today. I've got some labels in here. And so somewhere in this pile, there's some beautiful Florentine paper. Here's a beautiful piece of cardstock that would look nice on there. Florentine paper, it's hiding, but it is in here. It's in this file somewhere. Okay, here's some nice Florentine paper, and I think this is about the right size that will fit on here. So I'm just going to tear a piece of this Florentine paper. I just want, like, you know, a section of it. I don't want a straight edge. So I'm going to tear that off and tear that off. And I can go ahead and put that up there in that corner. And then I'm going to continue to collage on this envelope just from my scrap pile. I can maybe get this music up there underneath that and have that poking out. So I'm just going to do a little bit of collaging, kind of just like the music paper with the Florentine paper. And so I've got more Florentine paper in here. Here's a little bit of pink handwriting. That might look really nice down here on that corner. Let's do it. So we've got that one. Let's continue to collage our little envelope. Got some book page here. I could do some little book page up there. Okay, we're going to build a little paper cluster right on this little envelope. There's more music paper, and I'm just working from regular, like, you know, text weight paper, just so that I can collage it down without adding a bunch of bolts. So from there, I got to find some kind of focal point to put on. I have some cutouts over here that I fussy cut the other day. Just looking to see, here's some more of this paper, and I would really like to have a piece out here on the front too, just to tie in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of collaging. I don't want this to be a straight edge right here, so I'm just going to tear that down. I've measured it and tore it, and tear that down. We're going to glue these two pieces on just like this, and that pretty much covers where the flap is. I'm good with that. And then this one out here, I want to do a little collage. So just a little layer of some handwriting and some Florentine paper. And so I'm just going to tear my edges of this Florentine paper so that I've got a little rough edge. Right now it's cut perfectly straight for collaging on masterboards. That's what all of these little scraps were cut for. Collaging on masterboards, leftover bits of projects. So I've torn around it, given it a little bit of a rough edge. And then let's go ahead and add a nice piece of this handwriting. A little bit too much handwriting. And there we go. All right, we've got a little cluster base going there. We need a little bit of a focal point. So I have some of these, pardon my reach, I have some of these fussy cuts. A little tag would be cute. Let me move these off to the side, and we'll get a little focal point on there, and we'll call our little envelope good. So these are the little fussy cuts, and I think I want this little rose right here. I think that would be very cute. So let me go ahead and finish cutting this guy out. These are the German scrap ones, and so they just have these little connector bits, and I often just leave the little connector bits until I'm ready to use the actual focal point. So I'm just going to trim out those little connector bits right there. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Today's video airs on Sunday, and so it is still the weekend. We have one more day today. I hope that you guys are able to get in your craft room and get some crafting done. You know, enjoy your weekend. I'm going to start gluing these down, and today I am just going to use art glitter glue and get them glued. So this is the little paper cluster we're building out here on the flap. There we go. I like I like this side, but I also like this side. We're going to use the side I planned, but look at both sides of your paper because you never know, right? So there's that one. So we just built a little cluster right here, right while we were working today. Had no plan, but we got it done anyway. And then here's the little rose. The little rose has all kinds of little fiddly bits, so we got to get your glue all the way around there. Okay, we did that. There's the rose. That's beautiful. We just need to glue down these in here. You don't have to decorate the music paper. The music paper, that's, you know, one of the good things about using it is that you've already got something vintage looking in your journal. And so it's a great thing to have on hand. If you need music paper, there are all kinds of stores on Etsy that sell packs of music pages, just vintage, like music paper from, you know, like piano teaching books, you know, stuff like that. So you can look at your local thrift stores. You can look on Etsy for packs that have random pieces of paper in it. Stuff like that's a good, you know, good stuff to have on hand. So there's our little pocket. And then back here we would have our tuck where we could tuck paper back in there. I kind of glued it closed a little bit, but you could still get a nice size tag in there. I mean, it's open from here to here. It's really nice. And then this little flap right here just keeps, this little circle keeps that closed. I will probably come in and add something decorative there. I don't have the perfect thing to decorate that little circle, but a stamp would be good. You could put a stamp on your envelope because it is an envelope shape, right? You could put a stamp out there. Millions of ways to decorate it. It's super cute. I hope that you guys enjoy making it. And of course, you know, this is a place to put writing paper, tags, journal cards, whatever you want in there. I hope you guys enjoy making this one. Have a good day, guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow.